a queen.
No,
I'm a queen. Black girl magic over here. Woo-hoo. Not my fault. Look what he gave up.
I had to date down.
I had to date down.
I had to date down. Look, y'all, this is stupid.
Or in Tia's situation, I'd probably say, this is what happens when you date down.
Yeah.
No, this is what happens when he dates down.
Yeah. Welcome back to our channel. So we got sent a video from a I believe a subscriber. I don't know if you subscribe, but anyways, it was about dating down.
To a segment we like to call So They Say. We talked about it at the beginning of the show, and it looked like the fellas had a lot to say about it. Finding love is not that easy, right? And it's especially hard in this economy. And guess what? Many women say they are finding it very hard to find a man who makes as much as they do. A study by Cornell University found that the country's declining marriage rate is due to the lack of financially eligible bachelors. Women are actually outpacing men with education, and this is changing the age-old mentality that men are the breadwinners. In turn, the gig or small gigs economy and lack of good jobs out there have left the ladies single and disgruntled. And researchers say they are seeing a trend of women dating down, which means, a man who...
Dating down, really?
All right, listen, it was in the prompt, right?
Really? Who wrote that?
I mean, I say all that.
Jeez.
Disgruntled.
Dating down.
This is just the reality of it. So women, we're more educated now, and I think that we're furthering our education. So with that being said, we're going to hold off on the baby making. We're going to hold off until we get that great job, really career driven. And I don't think there's anything wrong with hoping that there's someone either on your level or higher than you.
So, okay.
Go ahead, love doctor.
All right. So before, right, it was okay when the man made more money to be the one to buy everything, to do, treat you and all this other kind of stuff. And now that you make more money, you can't be that one, right? You can't be the one to pay for the meal and because you're dating down.
I hate that, yeah.
What is that about? It wasn't called dating down.
Right.
Yeah.
When men were the breadwinners and all that kind of.
It's called taking care
Now
of
it's
your family.
dating down.
Yeah.
What is that?
I have a feeling, though, that some of the issue here is that it may be the psyche of the men, that when they make less, they are insecure and it can affect their relationship.
This report is about the women complaining about the fact that
they don't
now
have,
I got to get a guy.
So yeah, I guess my
less
question would
money
be,
than me.
so are these women expecting the men to cover everything? They want those breadwinners, so they...
That's what it sounds like to me by this particular study. I have to date down now. What is that? You wanted to make more money, you make more money. What's the if there is a responsibility with making more money? First of all, I don't believe in any of it. But if there's a responsibility that comes with making more money, accept it. You wanted to make more money.
Right.
Are you going to find many men out there that makes as much as you do?
And my point is, so now you're going to, because we hear so much about women that are like, oh, there's nobody out there, there's no one out there, I can't find love, I'm getting too old. Now you're going to sacrifice the fact that you could find that love because the man's not making that much money? And you're
They're really offended by the dating down comment part, right? The calling it dating down. This is always very interesting to me because I feel like when women get all the college education, all that stuff, and they want to be with equal. These are those type of women that are the equal. We're all equal, right? Until you realize the dating part, you don't want to be equal anymore.
If you wanted to go to work and you wanted to make a lot of money. You want to make a lot of money because you want to climb the ladder.
Right.
When women were at home and being housewives, men automatically made more than them because men were the only ones working.
Yep.
So now that you've made all this money, the black man was right.
Yeah.
Now that you've made all this money, and by the way, the reason why women are making so much more is not because they're so much better. It's because women get more opportunities because of feminism.
Right.
Because so men are not getting positions because they have to make room for women. So some women aren't even, like we were talking about the being a cop and being in the military, they're lowering the criteria so that women can be a part. So now a whole bunch of women are now, a
lot of people being affirmative actions in.
Right, being affirmative action in, and now that they're all in, now they want to have their cake and eat it too.
Right.
I want to make lots of money and be a CEO, but then I also want a man to make way more than that.
And then pay everything and then all that stuff.
That makes no sense at all, and that's just stupid. And this is why I'm saying there's a price that comes with being an independent woman.
Right.
I said that on our last video. There's a price to come when you become an independent woman.
When
you start doing that and you start putting career and all that focus ahead of you, then then you come back to reality, because that's what's happening. You're lost in la la land, and you're so self-involved and selfish, and then you come back to I want to now get married and now I want to have kids, but now you have to make way more than I make.
Right. The guy, he was like, no, wait, he's confused. He was like, well, wait a minute. So back in the 50s and 60s and all that stuff, basically, was it dating down when he wasn't making a lot of money then? Like, the men weren't making that. You know what I mean? Like, why is it now called dating down? It's only because you decided to get 100 degrees and make all this money and be the leader and CEO and all this kind of stuff. Now, all of a sudden, everyone's underneath. Everyone's below you now.
But that's why I said that
Come on,
when women are in charge, it's selfish.
It's selfish.
When men are in charge, it's not. When men were the breadwinners, they did it for the fact that they want to take care of their family, their kids, their wife, everybody in the household. Yeah. When women become successful, it's all about themselves. It's all about them making money and then them finding a man who makes more than them so they can feel equal again. You know what I mean? This is all self-serving. All of this. You know what I mean? And if you want a man to make more than you, then you either don't need to work or you need to stop taking powerful positions where very little people are at anyway.
Right. Because it's true. Because you really are just shooting yourself in the foot. And now it's funny because now what they're saying is, and I've actually heard women say this before, that it is dating. They think it's dating down. I'm like, no. You made a conscious decision as a woman to take domineering, powerful roles in life that are leadership type roles that come with leadership type things and money and all this kind of stuff. And then you're all of a sudden wanting this man, to be like, make the upper six figures. He's got to have all this stuff now, right? Just because you have all the stuff now. He's got to have it. It's just unbelievable. The audacity. Because it's like you made a decision for your life.
The highest divorce rate woman overall are college women.
Yeah, college educated women.
Like women who go to college are the most likely, no matter what race you are, are the most likely to be divorced.
Now, why do you think that is?
Now, when Jesse Lee Peterson was talking to Pearlie, she said that he said, "Do you think women should go to college?" He said, "No, I don't think women should go to college. I think women should be, wives and mothers. They shouldn't have trying to find a career." And then he asked Pearlie, because she's Generation Z, and he said, "How do you feel in this climate today?" And she said, "No, I don't think women who, if you're going to get married, I don't think you should go to college." And he was just like, because if you're going to go to college, which is what I said, if you're going to go to college, you're going to use that degree
to get work.
And then, of course, so now you're going to be a working woman, which is going to work with your ego as a woman. And if you make more than your husband, you're going to start telling him how to live and how to be. And this is just how it works.
We keep talking. We keep saying this. Is that the money, the power shift will 1,000% be off when the woman is making more money or even the same money. Honestly, because this is just the way the women are thinking. Right, so if you are not if you are not leading in that house in every aspect, get ready. It's gonna be a bumpy ride because she will take over. It's a very selfish thing. I know that.
Yeah, men in general, right? Men in general. The reason why I think men should make more and should have men should be the head of house and they should be making more money and they should be the breadwinner. Is because I do think men lead better than women.
I do.
I don't think women do well at head of household. They're not good at it.
What's proven?
It's not. We're not good at it when we're single mothers. We're not good at it when we're married. Every single time a woman tries to take the lead, she either gets divorced or she gets left with the children.
Well, and that's just the thing. And then the motion of a woman comes into it. So the logic is not there. So the motion comes into it. So then the leadership gets all messed up because leaders are supposed to be rational, level-headed, kind of even-keeled, logical. And so when you bring in this emotional person, it never works out right. It never works out right.
Women just don't do we don't do well in lead roles very much. We're too emotional. We're not logical. We don't make sense a lot of time. This video does not make sense.
Yeah.
How can you say you want to be a liberal? I want to go to college. I want to make money. I want to be a CEO. And then as soon as you become that, then you're saying you're dating down. Men, when they were the breadwinners, they never said they were dating down.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's not how men think.
Well, that's the point the guy was saying.
Right. Men do not think that they're dating down because they make more than you. That's not the psych. That's not how the wheels are turning in their head. With our wheels, we're trying to have it all. And that's what I'm saying. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just because you can, propose to a man doesn't mean you should propose to a man. Just because you can make more doesn't mean you should. Doesn't mean there are a lot of things you have to sacrifice to try to play the man's role. You have to sacrifice your womanhood to do it.
And that's not something I'm willing to do. And a lot of women are willing to do that right now, and then they complain later. This is what we're seeing. You saw it. We're seeing this in real life. It's not just this clip. And just, I see this.
The one thing that Shamika said when she went to go see The Woman King, the one thing she did say that she did like in the movie was, I guess Viola Davis told the girls when they were going into battle, that she said, in order to be in this space, you're going to have to give up your womanhood to do it.
Oh, well, then that's
facts. That was facts. And the truth is, it's like, but they glossed right over that.
Yeah.
But it's the same, but she's like, they kind of glossed right over that, but she was right on that. In order to be a warrior, and men when they go to work, that is their warrior.
Yeah.
Just because they're not in like battle with bows and arrows and stuff like that, doesn't mean that when they go out and work, they're not fighting the war of the world.
It's a very attractive thing to see a man go out to work to a job that he likes, or even if he doesn't like.
And, he does that all for me and my kids.
Yeah,
that's how I think that's attractive.
Grinding and doing his thing to take care of his family. That is a very attractive thing. Now, when I see a woman doing that, I think, okay, she's taking care of her family, it's admirable, but I don't find anything necessarily attractive about it. I can't imagine a guy looking at a woman and go, wow, you were grinding 50 hours last week, 60 hours last week. Boy, that's real. I mean, I don't think that would be attractive to a man. I don't think a man would even care about that.
Now,
how does that serve? How does a woman doing all that? How does that even serve him? Why would he want to be in a relationship with a woman?
And by the way, isn't that awful that the news media she read that off the prompter?
Yeah.
That women are dating down. Really? Wow. That is something to say to
men.
Said when we decided to be liberated. Now we're telling them that they're not good enough.
Isn't that amazing? That's what I'm saying. The audacity of the entire thing. Because she's like, unfortunately, now we're dating down. I'm thinking,
you have to understand that
before
the late 60s, women were mostly housewives, but men fought the wars.
Yeah, they did.
Men went to
built the stuff. The
men were the cops. They were the ones who went downstairs when someone broke in the house.
Yeah,
that was the role of men. So men are fighting wars on a day-to-day basis in little ways that we can't even understand.
No.
And so when we do something, to me, it's really like, mediocre for us only because I know that women are not becoming successful because they're such good workers. No. They're becoming successful because because like Daniel said, they're affirmative actioning women to the top.
Yes.
You really think Kamala Harris is a good vice president? Come on, really think about it. Nobody really wants to see a woman in charge. Nobody, not even women. Yeah. That's why Donald Trump got the woman vote.
You're right.
Donald Trump, the one that's supposed to be sexist and the one that's supposed to be racist and all that, he got 52% of the woman vote. I mean, women didn't vote for the woman.
I was thinking, because when I was watching this clip, I thought to myself that it would be really dating down for the man to date a woman like this.
Yeah.
Right. So women can act like they're dating down, right? But I feel, and hear me out on this, I think that if a man were to date a woman who is this ambitious woman, right? I think it would be dating down for him because he's not going to get anything out of it. No. He's not going to get anything out of the relationship. I feel that he's not going to get anything out of the relationship except for headache. Right. Headache, and I told you so's, and I'm running and ruling this whole house, and I'm telling you what to do. I think if a man dates women like that, I think that you're dating down. Mm-hmm. Because you're not going to, as a man, in the long run, you're not going to get anything out of it. Now, this right here is going to be something that women are going to totally disagree with. Because most women right now are the college educated, they're running the show type women. These are very highly ambitious women. But I am sorry. I think that it would be dating down for a man to date that. To seek that, especially with this type of mentality. Unfortunately, we have to date down.
And see, the thing is because when they have people like, when you look at what happens is that women look at pop culture and they think it's feasible.
Yeah.
So when they look at Beyonce, they think, oh, look, see, it worked for her.
Right.
Or they look at Cardi B and they go, oh, see, look, it worked for her. But say, okay, so those are the women are the exception, and they're also probably you don't even know if they're really happy.
Right.
This could all be business.
And
you know what I mean?
And we leave that's the standard now. Though.
Standard, right? So you pick a few women that it worked for.
Yeah.
And then
allegedly,
all the rest of the women, right? Allegedly.
Because we don't know.
Because we don't know. You know what I mean? And then you let that be the standard. You know what I mean? Honestly, I agree with Danielle on this. I think that if you are a construction worker and you meet a woman who's a CEO, you're dating down.
You're dating down.
Because you could be getting something better for your
Facts.
masculinity than some ball-busting,
man-hating
man-hating woman who's going to treat you that way. The instant she realizes that she can not only push out children for you, but also pay the bills.
Yeah.
She's going to feel like that. So you are dating down. You need to date someone who's going to respect you. Any woman who, first of all, any woman says she's dating down because a man doesn't make a lot and she makes a lot is a bum woman. Why would you say something like that? That's just rude.
Well, just saying that alone is, to me, is just, it is kind of
just rude. You wanted to go to work. No one told you had to go to work. Most women were housewives way before the 60s. And so why did we stay there?
You can kind of see those women
didn't think the pickings were
slim. Can foresee it being a toxic relationship. Like, you just foresee it. If anyone's dating any one of these women here, and then one girl tried to push it off onto the white
He said, no, he's talking about men.
Yeah, she said, well, some men's have insecurity from, having a job that doesn't pay a lot. They have this money insecurity. Blah, blah. I'm like, don't try to turn it around. The black guy caught it. He caught it. I'm so glad he caught that. Because he was like, no. This report is about women. This is not about the men saying this. We're just doing our thing. There's men who are on, the first level of their come up. Yeah. And that's, everybody's got to start with that main level, before they get to where they need to go. So men are not complaining about that. It's the women. So she tried to turn it. And I'm like, no, honey, this is women saying this dating down thing. Men are just living their lives.
Guess what? Your fault. This is what happens when you start trying to act like a guy, and then guys don't want you because they don't date guys.
So now you're seeing the consequence.
They date women.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Now you're seeing the consequence of what you've done. And then complain later. This is what gets on my nerves, though. This is what's getting on my nerves. It really does. And we've had men in our comments say before in previous videos that they have dated women who are, these highly ambitious women. And they have also dated women who are, not ambitious in that way. Right? Just kind of want a more simple life with a husband, just kind of like a normal life. And he's like, and they always, a lot of men have said that they find it much more comfortable with women who are not these highly ambitious women. And they say this because a lot of these women are kind of like high strung. They're just like always wound up tight. They can't, Like they're just always work. They're always thinking about work. They can't focus on the relationship. So you will come second anyways. So if a woman's that ambitious, you are going to come second, I believe, in that relationship. You will.
Yeah, see, they turned housewives off. They turned housewives off because they made the housewife into Peg Bundy.
Right.
They made women think that women at home are like Peg Bundy.
Yeah, like we changed
and
the way
she became the standard of what it looks like to be a housewife. You know what I mean? And the thing is, it's like, no, that isn't it. Right. But, and so then the working woman looked more attractive.
Right.
Because who would you rather marry, Claire Huxtable or Peg Bundy?
So they gave us two extremes there. They didn't give us any of that normal middle woman there. Right. They gave us this crazy ambitious woman who's never home, and you have to do all of the nurturing part as a man, which is not natural to you, right? And then they give you this smoking, I don't care, lazy housewife that's not doing anything at all. But what about that middle lady? What about the lady in the middle?
She's like gone. That's what I'm saying. The best combination as far as black people are concerned, because most of the shows like in the 50s and 60s were white people because white people dominated the television. But Good Times was and the Jeffersons was the last time we saw men in charge in the black community on TV.
Yeah. Yes, it's true.
They were head of their house, you know what I mean, and their women didn't jump out of place and didn't belittle them on the daily, you know what I mean. They had their little banter sometimes, but that's just relationships. But I'm just saying on the regular, they didn't just sit around, just pushing their men down and make them feel like fools on a daily basis. You know what I mean? So we have a a distorted image of what it looks like to be a power couple.
Right.
And a power couple is not two people going to work and trying to make a whole lot of money. A power couple is two people who can make a marriage work. Because most people can't even get past 10 years marriage. Most people can. You look at people in the 50s, they've been married for 62 years.
You think that was an easy road?
You think that they have some arguments there, or they didn't run out of money, or their husband wasn't doing as well financially, or the woman just was tired of cooking and cleaning. You know why they made it work? Because you're not supposed to be selfish in a relationship.
So once you get presented with a man that doesn't have all the things you're talking about, right? Doesn't mean that I'm not talking about a guy who has no job living at home with mom. Okay, that's extreme. I'm talking there's a guy who's on his first level, right? Takes care of himself. You know what I mean? It's self-sufficient. And so you're not going to give him a chance? So you're not going to go out with him because you feel that's dating down? See, this is what I'm saying. The opportunities are missed, I think.
Once you become a successful
like
woman, you level the
miss.
playing field.
Yeah.
Now you're not dating down. You're just dating someone specifically because you're either attracted to them in some way.
Yeah.
But what they're saying without saying. So this is the thing. We got to listen to how people say things, not what they say.
Yeah.
You know, what they're saying without saying is, I made it this far and now I hate this.
Yeah.
Because now no man likes me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm too ambitious.
I'm too ambitious and nobody likes me and now I feel like I did this all for nothing, but my ego is in it, so I'm going to stay. Because what you're saying is that you want him, you want your money to be yours, you want his money to be yours.
Right. You know, this all started though, Kara, is when women thought that men cared about their ambition and money. When women actually thought that men cared about that stuff. And it's a shocker when women are going out with men and dating and stuff like that, and men can care less about their money. That's shocking. When, I'm not saying women all went to college just for men. I'm just saying that they thought that was impressive.
And you know, it's
and
funny.
they're shocked when it's not.
And you know, it's funny that going back to the Cosby Show, and I know I'm bringing them up a lot, but Bill Cosby did say though when he presented the idea of the show, he did not want them to be professionals. He wanted to be
the first season though they weren't.
No, they were. But he's saying the concept of the Cosby Show. He actually wanted. I think he wanted himself to be a garbage man, and then Claire to be a wife.
Yeah.
But they wanted them to be college educated.
Who's they?
The people who gave him the show.
Like NBC and all that?
NBC, promote college and all of that. But then it was just like, he's like, I really wanted that. Now, when that show ended, and then they had another show together.
Yes, I remember
and
that.
then they did play those parts.
Yeah.
Where he was a regular guy and she was a regular one, they didn't have any kids or something like that. And so he wanted to have the show where she was, I guess, a wife and he was doing what you call a regular man's job, like a blue collar worker.
Right.
And they did not really want that. They want to promote black colleges and all of that through Bill Cosby, because Bill Cosby, had been an advocate for black college and all that. And so they made her a lawyer and him a doctor. Yeah. And so again, they never really talked about
ideas, though.
And then made her a mother of 5 with no maid, no housekeeper, how.
Partner in a law firm. He's a world-renowned doctor.
There's no way that they could have done that.
Right.
Now, when you think back at it, that they could have raised 5 children
without the idea,
and also to have that kind of money and not have home help.
Yeah.
People who generally have that kind of money have help at home, but they didn't. They didn't have that. The one thing I did like about the show was generational marriage, because they came from that. But other than that, that show sort of promoted the idea that women and men can both do the same thing.
Yeah, and then it can all work out perfectly. And then in real life, when we get to real life, we realize that men really are just looking for support. They're not looking for money. They're looking for loyalty, respect. They're looking for that type of thing.
Support.
And if a deserving, like a man who is, like a good man would deserve to have all that, have all that stuff. But women have somehow duped themselves into believing that their college degrees and their 6-figure income and their house and their car, the total being sufficient is just what is going to nab a man. That's what happened. That's not what they want.
Your own ambition betrayed you.
Yeah, again.
You know what I'm saying? It betrays you.
Right.
And like I said before, the devil really makes you feel good before he makes you feel bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It makes you get all in your ego. It feels so great. I love it. And then as soon as you get really deep into it and comfortable, then he pulls the rug up under you. You know what I mean? It's like when men sleep around and they sleep with all these hoes and it feels so good and great, and then all of a sudden you knock a whole bunch of them up and then you're in child support court. You know what I
wrong.
See what I mean? Sometimes things, because you can do it, doesn't mean you should do it. Because you have to give up a lot to be. You have to give up a lot of what you are naturally to fit into these societal things we create. That not what God creates, what we create. To think that we can somehow be forward thinking and we're the future, and we're gonna make you know, everything audible, and we're gonna, you don't have to clean anymore. We're gonna make it so easy that women don't even need to be at home anymore. And then it comes to find out that there are just some things in this world that women just need.
We know somebody who she's the college educated. She's the person. The college educated, makes a lot of money. It has her own house, her own car, her own, like, she's very self sufficient, and she's always talking about she can't find her king and all this stuff, right? And it's as if she thought that if she keeps getting more and more of these things that made her self sufficient, the irony of that, like think about that, is that the more she added on, the worse she was making it for herself. So, you know, she got the college education, not mad at you, whatever, okay, but then she got the master's degree, and another master's degree, and another master's degree, right? That's just making it worse and worse. In the dating world, by the way, it's about dating. She's trying to find a mate, like a life partner, a husband, whatever. And then she's like, okay, I'm going to go buy a house now. She bought a house. To her, it seems like, to a lot of women, it seems like, oh, well, that's going to make me look like I'm on top of my game, right? And so she got a house, and it's just, to men, it's just like, I don't care. Like, it's making it worse on her.
Yeah.
You know, and then she gets higher in her position in work. That looks even more worse because now you don't have time for them. So it's funny how women think that all of adding all this stuff, all this extra ambition is somehow going to make a man feel like you are going to be somehow more attractive. And I think that the average man just really wants a woman who is there, just there, physically there. And so when you start adding on college and working, and now you be partner in your law firm, and you know, when are you going to be there? I don't know when you're going to be.
We don't need to be doing all the same things.
Why?
That's not the point of a couple.
Yeah,
a couple, we're supposed to be
that?
bringing something to the table here.
Right.
So if we're both bringing the same thing to the table, we don't need each other.
Right. What's the point? What's the point?
You know what I mean?
What fun is that?
And the thing is that beta males, when they meet these guys, when they meet these women,
right.
those women get unattracted.
Right.
They all of a sudden don't want those men. And the reason why is because it's not in your nature to want a man that's not in his alpha position. It's just not. And so you find yourself now as, I want you to cater to me because now you want to play feminine.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, you don't get to do that. You don't get to then call it dating down. That's going to make men feel real good to want to date you quickly, huh? You're talking saying you're dating me because I don't make a lot of money. Well, you must be dating down.
Yeah, like it's so cringe.
So now when they date you and they know you're CEO, the whole time they're thinking she's dating down.
Yeah.
That's what she thinks. When she's looking at me and she's dating down. That makes you look real attractive, right? No,
Right.
it doesn't.
It makes you look like a jerk. Like a woman.
Right.
It makes a woman look like a jerk. When you're sitting here, you're so much better.
And that's the reason why I think this transgender thing blew up. It was a way of making it look like men and women there are no differences.
Yeah, well, there are.
You know what I mean?
We are seeing them in real time.
There's no difference at all. You know what I mean? It's like, no, there are differences. And then when you see news things like this, like news situations like this where women are talking like this, it just goes to show you there are things that are not old-fashioned.
Yeah.
They just are.
They just are.
You know what I mean? And I wish people would stop saying, oh, it's so old-fashioned for you to be home. It's so old-fashioned for you to expect a man to pay. No, some things are that's just what they are.
Yeah,
it's not old-fashioned. It's the way things are supposed to be. It's the natural order.
How you're built to function in this world.
Remember that girl that said that to this girl that wrote to us and said, "Oh, all guys aren't natural leaders." Well, then they shouldn't be married. Okay, that's just how I feel because he won't be happy. But he's not in a lead position.
She went on though to say that she said not all men are natural leaders, and then she went on to say that in my relationships, when I'm in relationships, I'm usually the leader. It's because I am a leader is what makes our relationship work. I'm like, oh my God. So.
But you're not married.
You're not married, so what does that tell you? That doesn't work. He doesn't want that. No man's gonna want that. You're not some great leader. You are just trying to control. You're just trying to control. That's all you're doing.
And we say that we have professional women then doing a news segment like this. It's like, you're admitting that you're wrong. Right before your very eyes. You're saying, I've done all of this stuff. I'm so great. I'm so wonderful. But the pickings are thin. You know what I mean? Why do you think that is? It's not that men have you know, they still exist.
Right.
It's just that you're not a woman anymore.
And then also we have another situation yet again. They had the same thing with Jesse Lee Peterson, where you have now two men telling you exactly what they think and how it should be. And these two women are not even listening to what these two men are actually saying, that men want. Two men are saying what men want, and two women are saying, no, it's because he's insecure about his money. No. Yeah. No, what? Why? What are you? They're telling you. These two men are saying, no, look.
So do you think that black man that's the anchor sitting there with them, he's thinking right now, I'm never going to date a professional woman. I would rather date someone who works at McDonald's than date some girl who went to some big college, because I don't need to hear that they're taught. I don't need to hear that they are dating down when they date me.
Right.
He's right. You need to pay for some dinners.
Right. That
was the whole point of making the money, right?
Funny. There's so many good men out there that are just like the average Joes. You know what I mean? That I think that, like, to me, I've always felt it goes back to this power couple luxury lifestyle. Like, you want to have that look, right? So the woman wants to have a man who makes 6 figures so she can say, my man makes 6 figures in her crowd, right? So it's interesting. It's like we want this look now.
Even when Kim Kardashian said on her SNL, she said on her SNL, remember her monologue?
Yeah.
She said, a lot of people, the one thing you cannot say about me is that I was a gold digger because I had money when I met Kanye and all that. So no, you became successful when you married him.
Yeah.
Your real success came when you picked the right rapper, hun.
Yeah.
So stop playing like before Kanye came in your life, that NBA player that was unknown was making you famous.
Yeah.
Nobody was making you famous, but you picked the right, you picked that man on purpose.
Yeah. Two things that catapulted you to success. That would be your sex tape and Kanye West.
And both involved men.
Stop playing games.
You know what I mean? And so why are you trying to pat yourself in the back? I'm not a gold digger. Yeah. And then as soon as you made that $1 billion, you dropped him because you didn't want to go with him.
Right. So look, this is...
It's the girl.
Y'all, I can't. Man,
it's like I just want, I like to just go to a bunch of feminists and when they say stuff like this and they have like revelations like this, I can't find a husband. It's like you want to look on that movie, The Muse, where he goes, I'm king of the room and nobody claps.
No one claps. Like crickets.
It's like that's where they are. They're queen of the room and then all of a sudden they realize there's nothing that goes with being a queen of the room. No one cares about you.
Just sitting there in this crickets. Like, you're not.
And what? You got what?
Yeah, you're not a catch. If you've done it all, if you have all the stuff, then... What is he good? What is he gonna do for you?
And you will never, but God, if you are a man and you're dating, you will never stop hearing about the accomplishments.
Please.
You will never, ever stop hearing about the I'm a Illuminati, and I got a degree in this, and I'm, going to be a partner soon, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. No, she'll never look at you and say, good job on your job. It's like Tia Mowry. That's the irony in hers. It's like she had all the money, and she did all this stuff, and she had all this, and she's divorced. How'd that happen? So now she feels like she has to be sexual to show that, oh no, see, they do that. You know why women do that? They do that because they want people to think that it wasn't me. It was because see, I'm pretty unsuccessful, so it had to be him. I want y'all to know that. Look what he gave up.
The moment I see a woman that's about to get first of all, before she even got the divorce, a few videos before, like months ago, she started doing more like sexy posts. Tia, and I thought, what's wrong with her marriage? The first thing I said. There's nothing out yet, is what's wrong with their marriage. Because women do this. They start getting really sexual online when their marriage is getting messed up.
They're still married.
And then boom, a couple of months later, divorced.
I'm like, doing me.
I'm like, look, it's almost textbook at this point.
It's like, here we go, we get it, you're doing you. I know,
I'm doing me.
You're doing you, I know. And you choosing yourself.
You're choosing yourself and healing. The healing begins.
The healing begins. My divorce was spiritual.
Yeah, who is that? Jada Pinkett said the healing begins.
Girl, I would like to slap you right upside your head.
The healing begins? Are you crazy?
My divorce was spiritual.
How about you didn't take accountability and you're trying to push it off on the other one? It's their fault.
Queen.
No,
I'm a queen. Black girl magic over here. Woo-hoo. Not my fault. Look what he gave up.
I had to date down.
I had to date down.
Look, y'all, this is stupid.
Or in Tia's situation, I'd probably say, this is what happens when you date down.
Yeah.
No, this is what happens when he dates down.
Yeah.
No, this is what happens when he dates down.
Yeah, he dated down.
He dated down.
Okay?
Because he should have dated a woman
We're flipping it.
who was more concerned with him.
Right.
And not just concerned with herself.
Right, which is right. So we need to flip this. Whenever I hear a woman say, we have to date down. No, I'm saying to the men, you are dating down if you deal with an overly ambitious, ball-busting woman. You have messed up.
So I hope it was worth it. You know, you'll be doing TikToks for the rest of your life.
Right. That's
trying
it.
to prove that you're still a woman and still worth it. But
We
it's
all
just so
know that
stupid.
you're suffering on the inside.
I can't stand it when people
know.
complain about something, do something, and then when it doesn't work out their way, then complain again.
Right. All right, you guys. Let us know what you think about this. Leave some comments below. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.